Hello, good evening. Good evening, everybody. You're welcome back to another video on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. There was a hitch at the first time, so the audio was, so I don't know what was wrong with it. So I decided to check out and come back again. So you're welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Blessing, and you're welcome to my Blessedom TV. So if you are new to my channel, I really want to ask you to join me here by subscribing to my channel. And if you're already subscribed, I'd like to say thank you so much. I really appreciate your subscription. So in today's video, I want to quickly talk about the palliatives that are supposed to be distributed to people of lower means, poor people, to help them during all this lockdown, everything that happened. People were literally starving. There was no food, nothing. And the governors stashed all the foods in warehouses. And what they were doing is they were just repackaging the food, and during elections, or maybe if they had a bad day, it just turned into their private property. So I wanted us to talk about it because in the wake of all that is wrong in Nigeria, and especially Buhari's regime, a lot of people have come down hard on corruption and everything that is wrong with this government. And if you look at it very well now, you see that the government actually gave the governors the palliative to distribute to the people. And at the end of the day, it is the people that did not share the palliative. So I would like to ask you, if you can hear me, please let me know. I'd like to have that feedback. Thank you so much. So my people, what is happening is outrageous, and I don't know why the governors have decided to behave in this manner. I mean, they have all the monies, all the resources of the state, everything, they have it. But why do they still want to add this one? This is something that I don't understand. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out why they will behave in this manner. So I wanted us to talk about it once more, because I have the videos of all the things that they looted, and the food that they refused to share. And it started with after what happened in at the Lekki toll gate. So the youth were angry. They decided to go on rampage. They went to the Oba of Lagos, and they spoiled his things, and broke his apartment, and found a lot of things, including money, dollar, and food that was supposed to be given to the poor. So that kind of opened the eyes of people that it's like these people stashed off food that was basically written COVID-19 relief on it, not for sale, that they stashed it away. So that begs the question to say, what happened? What is going on? You understand? So everybody was like wondering, could there be more? And before you know it, they found more food somewhere in Lagos, in another warehouse around Festac, Maza. Before you know it, everybody was like, wow. So it's not just in the Oba's Palace. Before you know it, they started getting reports. Edo people have found so far in Oshun, in Ibadan, in Anambra, in Calabar. Like, different people are beginning to find their own palliative. And Delta State government quickly came out and say, oh, he has just quickly inspected the warehouse and they are about to distribute it. And the excuse the person that was in charge in Lagos gave is that he want to use the palliative to give out during his birthday party and something like that. That was why he was waiting. So before I continue, I would like to show you some of the videos that I'm talking about. So you're welcome once again, and I would like to have some feedback. Can you hear me? Please, it's very important, because I went out of the last stream because I thought people were not hearing what I'm saying. So please, if you are hearing me, I would like to have that feedback. Say something to me that you can hear me. Good evening, I can hear you. Just write something that you can hear me, so I can know that you are actually hearing me. So thank you so much as you do that. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys the videos of the palliatives that was hidden. So, like I said, this is the beginning of it. This was in Lagos. So at the Oba of Lagos Palace. I think it's better like this. No, it's better like this. So this is at the Oba of Lagos Palace. This was the first place that the people found the palliatives that was written COVID-19 relief do not sell. So the people were now distributing it to themselves. Then before you know it, they started finding more, and this was the one they found in a major place in Lagos. So this is the one they found there. This is it, very big, massive. I'm sure, I don't know if you have seen it. So this one is in Lagos. So this is the COVID-19 relief, and you see people were parking, and they said at this one, police came and parked. Everybody literally came and had a feel. See, this is the COVID-19 relief, So this was in another warehouse in Lagos, and I'm going to show you guys. This is when they were packing it. You see. So this is still, we are looking at the COVID-19 relief here. So the governors stored it away. I wanted us to talk about this. You see, so this is one of the things. Yeah, my brother, you're welcome. Thank you, Tundara. Look at this, my people. This is something that is supposed to be given to the poor. I mean, these people, they have everything, they have money, and then everybody was thinking, oh, it's in Lagos. This is still in Lagos. This is the palliatives that were supposed to be distributed. You can see how big this place is. Look at how big this place is. Look at how big this place is. So the people started looking everywhere. And do you know, in Anambra State, the people found out that there is a place that they suspected that could be the COVID-19, where the relief was stored. So the people went there. They were trying to get into the place, but they stopped them. They didn't want them to go in. Then soldiers were standing around that place. They said no, that they shouldn't go inside. So the people were like, we want to go, we want to get the food, help us. The soldiers drove all of them away. So the people went, and it kind of, were standing back, and that was in the night. So in the evening, so when it was night, they brought in trailers to come and pack the food. So when they brought the trailers went into that place. They were packing it in, and then early in the morning, as they were about to leave, that was when the people now accosted the trailer and said, oh, it is our food. And lo and behold, two of the trailer, one was carrying the indomie and the noodles, the other one was carrying the other things, rice. Greeting to you, my brother Kinyele Bamidele. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. So this is what is going on in southern Nigeria as we are talking. So like I was telling you, so this was when they were standing around. The soldiers wouldn't let them go in. Soldiers wouldn't let them go in. So they were guiding that place. So later they brought in the truck to, to come and pack it out. So later they now found. So when the truck was going out, that was the people now subdued the truck. Look at.
Youth block. We are the palliatives for COVID-19. Where is back? And they try to make a way with it. This is what is happening. They want to take it elsewhere. And the youth are grieved. Hungry is too much in the country. Hi, I cry. I cry. They want to rebrand and use it for election. Oh God, I cry. Anambra State.
This is Anambra State.
Anambra State. No road, no good road, no food, massive suffering. The brutality is too much. The brutality is too much. Look at what the masses are doing. Trying to get noodles. Trying to get noodles. People are even being stampeded just to get noodles. Hunger is too much in the country. Oh God, I weep for this country. I weep for this country.
The trucks are big, though.
Nigeria. Oh God. Oh God, help this country called Nigeria. Help this country called Nigeria. People are trooping down from every part of Oka, trying to come and get their own part of the palliatives. Oh God, I pity for the country. Oh, evil people, evil governance. Oh, evil leaders. God help this country. This man, look at this man age. He's got his own and he's happy. Evil leaders. They wanted to pack it out of the place where it's packed. God help this country. God help the youths. God help Nigeria.
So my people, good evening. Oh, good morning already in your area. Thank you so much. More wapa, more fine. Bawoni. My people, are you seeing what is going on? This is in Anambra State. Like the people already found out that the this is the warehouse where they stored the food. And instead of the governors to just stay back and just allow the people to take it, they brought in soldiers to guide it. This is the same governors that will say they don't have any power, everything is coming from the federal government. But the one that they want to steal from the people, they brought in security people to be guiding it, and they were holding gun ready to shoot on the people. So the people just kind of stood back and waited. Then later they brought in trucks to come and carry the food away. Like the people already have found out that this is the palliative, this is where you hid it. Okay, give it to the people. No, you still want to take it, even though people have seen that this is it. They still want to go and bring trucks. So the youths were not able to chase down one of the trucks. And this is the trucks that they are now taking the things from inside. My people, this is the governors, and especially it is especially important in Igbo land because of all this rhetoric that the Fulani, the Janjaweed, the Yoruba, everybody is working against us. But just imagine ordinary food they cannot share to their people. This evening, my brother called me and told me that they did election, and the food that they gave them for election in Imo State was they were doing so I think supplementary Senate elections. That the food they gave them was COVID-19. They were looking at it, they were wondering because they didn't even know what is going on. They are in the village. They don't even know that they are busting warehouses. Those state people, they now started to look. They started to look. Where is their own warehouse? The Edo government is telling them to calm down, that they are checking on it. And finally, Edo state people, they found their own. I'm going to show you the video just now. Like I don't know. Like
How do you feel now?
this is Edo state.
Yeah. We don't succeed last. Last, we don't succeed. We tell them we'll run now. We don't run now today. We don't run now. Now we dey run now. Not be say one thing. Now our food. Now we dey run now. Now we dey run now. Make a clear road. We run now well. We run now well. The thing plenty. Now medical.
This is Edo state. Edo state.
Do you feel now?
Even with the Obaseki, everybody was praying and everybody fought hard to re-elect
We tell
him.
them we'll run now.
Obaseki could not share food to his people.
Now we dey run now.
The same PDP that the Southerners are really clamoring for, the same people, look at them.
We run now well.
This is Edo state.
We run now well.
This is Edo state. Do you know what happened in Enugu state? The people found out where the palliatives were stored, the palliative warehouse, and the people went there. The people went there. Do you know that they brought security people and they were actually shooting actual weapons? And I don't want to show you guys that the video of the young man, one of the young men that they think caught, and he was like, I'm sure he is not going to make it. So it's too gory. It's too, I don't want to show that kind of graphic content, but This is the reality of what is going on in our place. And then in Calabar, they have found so far two warehouses. Yes, you see Obaseki that everybody thought he's better off. How everybody said the other. I don't know that anyone is better, but I'm just saying, look at the energy that people use to return Obaseki and the joy, how they were rejoicing when Obaseki was returned. But ordinary rice he cannot share to his people. Ordinary rice garri. Do you know in the Lagos warehouse, so the garri have all condemned. Nobody can eat the garri again because garri, when it stays too long, it gets bad. It gets burnt. That's all we say, and it turns dark. You cannot eat it again. The garri, most of the garri is like that, gone. Why can't they give this is the least they can do. This is the least that they can do in southern Nigeria. The governors don't have anything to say. The governor of Delta State, they found the warehouse, and he said he has just inspected it. He's just about to start the distribution in Delta State. So I'm still going to show you the one of Calabar now. So I'm not even finished. In Osun State, in Ibadan, they found also looted funds. So this one is, look at, this is this one is in Osun State. He's saying that we can't finish it, or come and be packing. We can't finish it. This food is too much. Even if all of us pack, we are not going to be able to finish it.
Jesus Christ. Then, we don't be carrying this for finish. See this guy. See this guy. See
This is rice.
I will suffer. I will suffer. I will starve. For God's sake. See them. See people. We don't be carrying this for finish. We want to carry on.
This is in Osun State, Ede.
God.
And at
which more? I don't know. 100 more.
my people, this is in Calabar. They found a warehouse. Sorry. This is in Calabar. This is the second warehouse they found in Calabar.
You can see this. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? Is your government. This is your government. More than enough to go around. More than enough to go around. Look at our government. See what is being stocked in here. More than enough to go around. We have people. Oh Lord God.
This is this is in Calabar, and after they found, the Calabar people have gone like out of their mind. They have gone to the house of two different senators right now. They have looted even their mattress. They carried it, and after they have taken everything, they put fire and say, "Una papa." Like, this is the first one in Calabar, the first warehouse.
Josie, did you doubt your man? Did you doubt your man? Did you doubt your man? Dad, wickedness, uncompleted beauty, uncompleted beauty. I let them keep our own. See, first they move.
This is the second one that they found. And in Aba, they have still not found it. But while they were looking for it in Aba, they have found money that the governor stashed away. You see. Money, the money is even getting bad. The money is even getting bad. This is TA Orji and Ikpeazu. They are the ones that stole this money. Let you hear what the guy is saying. Euro is even getting bad. This is happening in Abia State, the state of the loudmouth savior. This is his own state. Do you know the governor was even afraid of his life? He ran into the barracks. Of course, this is theft now. Yeah. I don't know. Like, even they are not, the worst part is they don't even want the people to take it, even as they have been found. Do you know in Jos, in Plateau State, they found a massive place. If you see the crowd that came to get a hold of this thing, the whole of the roof, all around the place, like it was going to become a stampede. Then the governor now, so people were taking, and the governor now declared curfew on the spot. They now deploy soldiers to that place, and soldiers started marching the people out of the place. Like, they don't even want the people to take it. I mean, it is supposed to be for the people. Let me show you the video.
This is the government we vote for.
This is
This is the palliative they promise that we are bringing. This is Plateau State Jos. Today's date is 24th of October. This is what is happening in Jos City. This is what is happening in Jos City. This is Jos City. You can see the masses. Everybody wants to get food to eat. What a government! What a government! Look how people are struggling. People are struggling to have food. Look at people. Okay, let's look at the hold up. Just take a look at the hold up of Plateau State today. No way entrance. No way out. Look at the hold up. Okay, let's look at the outside. If you're trying to go out from Jos City, can you see the hold up? Can you see the cars?
So, like I was telling you guys, then the soldiers now came in. This is still another video from the Jos place. See the crowd. It's becoming like a stampede. See, they are showing it.
See what the government has done us into.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
They all came.
Tons of bags of food, but yeah, they couldn't share it, man. Selfish, greedy.
This is crazy. Like, at this point of this second video, it was going to be like a bad stampede, you know. That was when the soldiers now came. Then the governor declared, then that was when the governor has declared curfew. Like now, right now, there's a curfew, emergency curfew declared over Jos, so that the people, and then soldiers came and started marching the people out.
This is Bukuru Jos live. Oh boy, I don't give you a hot chop. A hot chop. A hot chop. We don't go move. Not everybody go enter. Some of us go do media. Move, we want to do media. Not everybody feel they come out.
My people, this is happening. Governors. So up until now, everybody keeps saying Buhari, 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 but at least everybody can see now. So in Ibadan, They have found also a place that they store the food in Ibadan, and people were packing it.
It is them. This is what is happening. Youth block. We are the
This one is Anambra.
palliatives
I've
for
shown this
COVID-19.
one. This one is Anambra. Let me see if I got the video of the one of Osun State. Yeah, I think this is the one of Osun State.
Sífù àlékótá lónìí yẹn yẹn wàláì àlékótá o. Ẹ máa bọ àlékótá o. Ó yẹ ipò wàláì wàláì.
So then people, out of the anger of what is going on, people have gone to the house of a politician, and they ransacked it. I think they said it's a senator or something like that, and they said they found 350 bicycle motorcycles. So look, these people were just driving out with brand new motorcycles.
People are moving new bike from a politician house here in Ibadan. People are moving fresh bikes, new bikes. You can see people strolling in and moving new bikes from a politician's house here in Ibadan. It's crazy out here, man.
350 motorcycles. Like, what is he going to be doing with them? With cars and every other thing.
The bus is a politician house here in Ibadan, and people are moving new bikes, as you can see. It's crazy out there.
Natia
It's crazy
Roba.
out here.
Natia Roba. It means
It's crazy
brand
out there.
new. Brand
People are
new
moving
bikes.
bikes. It's 12 p.m. Saturday, October 24. You can see people are moving. People are moving new bikes. People are moving new bikes. They are running before the cops get there. What's going on? Crazy people are running. Fresh people are coming. Wow, it's mad. People are moving new things. A lot of things. People
Yeah.
are carrying a lot of things on their heads, as you can see. People are moving a lot of things out there. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
My people, this is happening in southern Nigeria. In southern Nigeria, especially in both southeast and southern, and in Abuja. So in Abuja, the soldiers did not allow the people. Soldiers were guiding the house, the way house. So when people came close, the soldiers opened fire. So people now kind of ran away, but people are still standing back, standing around there. But they have found where the so right now youth are rampaging and still looking for their palliatives where the warehouse is. In Enugu, they are guiding the house. They don't want them to come close, and they have opened fire on them. My people, this is happening. I don't know. Is this one greed again? I don't know what this is like. These people have everything. This is something that you are giving on top of all what you have. It won't take them anything to just give these things out. And they are holding it. So during election, they will now rebrand the pour it out or maybe sell it. I don't know what. I don't understand. Like, Guten Tag, we get Mia get is good. Hello, you're welcome. We are talking about the food that was supposed to be given to the poor, that was supposed to be given to people to help them cope with the lockdown that the politicians of especially southerners. So far, we have only found out the ones in the south, except Jos and Abuja, So most of the ones that we have found that people have actually gotten hold of the COVID. Like some people, even they use bus. Like some people, they now have mini warehouse at home. Get as much as you can. People are just grabbing or anything they can get, and they are running because everybody don't want police to come. But only in Calabar that the soldiers were there, but they stood back and asked them to go ahead and take. So the soldiers did not bother them. But in Igbo land, in the places that have been found so far, nobody have found the one in Imo State. But My brother told me that they did supplementary elections of Senate supplementary elections, and the food that they were sharing to people who voted was written on it COVID-19 relief, not for sale. That is how bad this is. So it is all definitely every state. And Delta State, they have found this. He has promised that he's going to start sharing it. I don't know whether the people are going to stand back. You know, they are always having military. I've not heard about Wike and his River State. So it's like cutting across. In Lagos, they found two different warehouse now. You know, in Ekiti State, they have found also, and they have already taken everything out of Ekiti State. And the governor was now saying that they are not for COVID-19 relief, but they were for replanting, you know, that they were grains that are supposed to be replanted, they are not supposed to be given out, that people should not eat it, and all those kind of a thing. So that begs the question now, who they do us? Who is really the problem now? If the government gives you something to go and share and you don't share it, who is the problem? Who is the problem? And you know, I was looking at Facebook page of some northerners, you know, and you can see that they were sharing everything. They were sharing everything. I wanted to show you some of the pictures of, you know, what the Northerners gave. And during that time, you know, even it brought out the anger of Southerners, because they were looking at Northerners and they were saying, oh, look at Buhari gave only the Northerners, they gave them money, they gave them food, you know, they gave them everything. But look at us here in the South, they didn't give us anything. So the thing was, you know, this sectionality, and it was, the divide was continuing, and the bitterness and the anger. How can it? And you know, they were seeing it on television. The Northerners, they will, in local government, they will put it out there. People were carrying, they will be happy, and people in the South are looking and say, hey, you know, we are in two different countries. They are giving them, they are not giving us, not knowing that their own is sitting around in warehouses. Eh? In warehouses. I don't know the mentality that makes it. I'm not saying that the Northerners are better now, but this is the reality of what we are seeing. They shared their own palliative. That much is clear up until now, except if tomorrow they start finding warehouses. But up until now, we know that it's predominantly in southern Nigeria, southwest, southeast, south, that we have found all these palliatives that were stored away. Why is it so hard for them? On top of you did not build road, on top of you did not do school, on top of you did not provide water, you don't provide job, you don't provide any amenities, you don't give any form of welfare to any one of your citizens for any reason whatsoever. On top of all of this, you still cannot give them the food that somebody gave you. The food that was given to you to give to them, you still cannot give it. I cannot place my mind around this, and I was really amazed. I was really amazed, you know. And you know, when they were finding this thing, like I remember, I made a comment to a post, because the man, he's Yoruba, and he was like, "Oh, this our Southwest." Then you know, he was really angry at them talking, and I said, "It's because they found the one of Southwest." I think that Igbo people should be looking for their own. Southeast, everybody be looking for your own, because it's definitely there. So before you know it, before today, that was yesterday. By today, more have been found. And I'm sure that going forward, more and more are still going to be found. The one of Imo State will still be found. The one of Abia State will still be found. And you know, we hear that they said they gave 20,000 to almost every household. I'm sure that money is in their hands. You know, we saw them, some northerners were dangling that 20,000. Everybody was angry and said, look, they are giving them 20,000. They didn't give us 20,000. I'm sure they have that money, this our governor. So, my people, this is the reality of the tragedy of kleptocracy that we are having in Nigeria. That we have this level of, I don't know, is this one greed again? I think this one is beyond greed, because they already have everything somebody wants in this life. These people have it. They have it, they have money, they have fame, they have real estate, they have luxury, they have everything, and food is not a problem to them. They can easily afford it. Why can't they just give the people the food? Why? This is unimaginable. I don't know what is happening to this bunch of politicians, and I wish that the grievance will be focused on the politicians, not on each other, because we have seen that they are behaving the same way across board. But tomorrow they will say you are Yoruba, you are Igbo, you are this, but we see the same behavior cutting across. And I saw the pain people went through to return of Obaseki, and the joy, the jubilation that Obaseki was actually returned. But look at what he did. And look at Ayade. He was caught on television crying, that he's not able to build houses. He was coming out like a good man who doesn't have so much, like who is just shoshed or something like that. But at the end of the day, look at what he has done. More than two relief have been found now. Why didn't he give it to the people? The people are very poor, the people are very hungry. At least if the people can eat, why can't they give it to the people? And now the people have found located where the warehouse is. Why don't you allow them to go and take it? Or better still, stand there and make sure that everybody gets one or two bags and let it just be that. Why are they still guiding and protecting it? Why don't they? And why are the soldiers allowing them to do this? I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe we can say maybe the soldiers should kukuma come and be doing this thing, because why will these people behave like this? This is abnormal. This is really abnormal, because they don't need this food, and the food, many of them have like something like gari, have expired, are bad. Somebody cannot eat it again. So will you say this one is Fulani again? I don't know. I cannot say this one is Fulani again, because this one has shown itself that this is no longer Fulani problem, but the greed, the greed that is following our people is just too much. It's just too much. Huh? It's just too much. I don't understand. And like I told you, like there is this senator that when they went to his house and looted it, look at, see, they carried everything, everything, even mattress. This is happening in Calabar, South. So even chair, even toilet seat, they carried everything. And you know what? When they are finished carrying everything like this is Senator Ndoma Egba. He's a senator of representing this part, this South in the Senate. So people they went to his house and they carried everything carryable. Eh? Even plate or anything their hand reach, mattress, so everything is takeable up for grabs. So at the end of the day, when they are done, do you know what they did? They put fire. They set it on. The thing is crazy what is going on. This is unimaginable. I wanted to show you the video of where the governor of this state was pretending to be a good man and was crying. I want to see if I will see that video. And he was kind of saying, "Oh, I couldn't build a house," and yeah, 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 yeah. But you can't even give them ordinary noodles. Ordinary noodles. I don't know, but I just said I wanted to share these videos with you guys, because it's good that we keep ourselves updated with what is going on, and so that we know, you know, the extent of this impunity, the extent of this corruption that is going, and so that at least we can keep it in perspective when we are blaming other people, other regions, other so ethnic group for the problems we are facing, because we can see it now. This behavior cuts across the southern part predominantly, and in the north they shared the food. Uh, to a large extent, they shared the food in the north, but in the south they hoarded the food. I wanted to yeah, let me show you the videos or the pictures in in the south. In the north, I mean, in the north. I'm not finding the pictures. I actually saved them, but right now I can't find them where, because I wanted to use it to show you guys that look, the northerners actually distributed their own, but for example, if you look at this picture, these are northerners. These are northerners. You can see the northerners, they are giving their own away. For example, you see it's the same palliatives, and they opened it up and they distributed it to their people. And this was one of the pictures and the videos we were seeing during that pandemic, and everybody was really, I mean, when the whole thing was going on, that southerners were really really angry and saying Buhari is just working for his brothers in the north. But at the end of the day, now we have seen that it's not their problem. And they are even saying that people want to loot, but it's not looting. It's what belongs to the people. It's what belongs to the people. So yeah, my people, it's a tragedy. I just wanted to share with you exactly what was going on. So the pictures that I wanted to share with you guys, I'm not seeing them right now. Yeah, for example, I wanted to show you this one. So this is it now. For example, if you look at this picture, I'll just make it big. If you look at this picture, you will see palliatives. I don't even know if you can blame anybody at this time. I don't know. Like, these are poor people. They need everything, obviously. So this was how they distributed it to the northerners. They, in their villages, they will put it on the ground like this. You can see this is eggs, this is maybe rice and noodles and egg. So people across the south were seeing this then, and they were angry. So in their villages, you will see miles and miles like this. You see this picture, you see how they kind of arranged it on ending. So each one belongs to one person. The person will just come and take it. No need for stampede, no need for running around. And southerners were looking at this thing that time, and they were not happy about it. But they don't know that their own is hiding away somewhere. You see, so at the end of the day, you see that we are just crying and saying, oh, they don't give us, you understand. But at the end of the day, we are the one, our people, our leaders in the south are actually the ones holding us down, or holding the region down, basically. So yeah, it's a tragedy, my people. I just wanted to show you these videos so that at least we can begin to ask the right questions and react the right ways. Why will somebody carry palliatives that is meant for everyone and be sharing and be keeping it for himself? This is still the governor, um, the senator for the long.
You can see it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. People are still moving.
So
You know what
everything
I'm saying?
valuable they
I
took
said,
it from
it's
that
mad.
place.
It's mad.
Everything.
It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. You can see out there. The person, the person live.
So this is I was showing I was showing you people the house, the senator that took all these things. So I don't know. Look at, I don't know what do they want to do with this kind of thing.
Sífù, àlékótá lónìí yẹn yẹn.
This,
Wàláì, àlékótá
imagine
o.
food.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ àlékótá o.
Why can't they just give their people
Ọjà yìí
this
pọ̀
food?
wàláì wàláì.
Why can't they just give their people this food? I don't know why they can't give their people this food.
Jesus Christ. Damn. Damn. We don't be carrying this for finish. See this guy. See this guy. See our government.
See,
I will they suffer. I will they suffer. I will they starve. For God's sake. See them. See people. We don't be carrying this for finish. We want to carry
I
out.
mean, it's like the hall is actually very
See
big.
sugar. See there. You see everything. God. God. See how. Which more? I don't know. 100 miles. No be.
I mean, this is state resources. This is stealing. Give the people their dues. You already have yours.
One that was busted. You can see. You can see this. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this is your government? This is your government. More than enough to go around. More than enough to go around. Look at your government. See what is being stocked in here. More than enough to go around. You have people. Oh Lord God.
This is incredible. Southern arrogance is blinding us to our greed and disorderliness. The Southern governors must be held to account. This is tragedy of, yeah. I've always been of this opinion. I know that everything is not perfect, but I believe you have to start from the ground zero. And the ground zero is your Southern politicians and your Southern representatives. You cannot leave all these people who are closer to you, who determine your image, who should, in the right sense of the way. Because I'm thinking about it again now, because even if you do restructuring, who is going to head it, who is going to rule it? It's still the politicians that are already into politics. It's not like a brand new angel will come from somewhere, and the state also have some kind of autonomy. I believe so. I'm not sure, but I think so. you know I don't know, but like I said, I'm not sure that they are not looking for it. But from the videos we saw during that time, I don't know if you were following up how they were distributing. It was being actively distributed in the north, but not in the south. And that was very painful for a lot of people. And people will just be looking, say, now not be the same country with they just did Buhari too, like only in north. Sha. Even me myself, I follow Tokan. Honestly, I was like, ah man, Buhari, why and even this you can't still give everybody, not knowing that their own they inside their shokoto, they sit down on top. Eh? That is true. I'll remember because I said it too. I said, Buhari, not even this thing can touch your heart to even remember Southerners. And they kept saying it that I remember one video that we saw a young lady, they gave her 20,000 for herself and 20,000 for her child. She has a small child and a bag of gas. She was showing, hey, Buhari, don't do it. Everybody was like, you see, Buhari is just taking care of his people. So you will see it, they will line up in villages. I don't know, they have all this large land space. They will put all this, the way I've shown you now, they will give it to their people. We saw that. I was among the people that was condemning Buhari at that time. Yeah. Yeah, actually, there is the FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. They have FEMA, but I think because it was something that of this magnitude, it was distributed to the state. So to kind of unburden the federal. So the states were supposed to redistribute it to their people. How would you know that a governor will not give his people the food that was supposed to be given to them? I mean, This is the lowest of the low. I have no regard for anybody that is a governor or a senator in this dispensation who are capable of doing this kind of evil. And to be frank, I know this because I keep saying it that when we were very young, back then in those days, community primary school, community secondary school in the East, that was what everybody went to. And they were up and good. But today, there is nothing like community secondary school. Since these politicians came in since 1999, they have been on a looting machine. Like they loot education, like they have looted everything. So when you see these young people running around now, like I mean, it's bad, it's condemnable and everything. But again, if you come away from everything and look at it from outside, you begin to, introspect and think about it around it and say, but wait a minute, who created these people? Like nobody woke up or somebody was giving birth to and the person would not say, when I grow up, I would like to be a hoodlum. When I grow up, I would like to be a miscreant. When I grow up, I would like to be a tout. These are the creation of the failures of these people since 1999. I mean, everybody said the military was not good. We transitioned to civilian rule and we wanted something better. Do you know those civilians have not been able to build upon anything that was there? It was just those things that were there, they just continue to be decaying. Even in Lagos, even Jakonde, I remember when I used to go to Lagos then as a child. They had Jakonde schools. It was free, beautiful schools. They were built with louver glasses and all those things. All those things are dilapidated now and gone. Everything now is private school. So there is no standardized government school that is good, except the Unity Secondary School that is still under the federal government. But everything that is under the state is gone. Nothing is there again. This is how bad it is. This is how bad it is. There was a story that broke out sometime last year. There was a little girl, her name was Success, and she was being driven from school because she didn't pay. And that kind of went viral that last year. And everybody was talking about that. Man, if you went, then some people went and looked at the school. If you look at the school that time, oh my God, you will just be tired. And that kind of exposed all the schools, not in the north, because everybody knew that in the north, they are neglected. In the north, they depend more on the government. So once the government failed, nothing. But in our side, we have a lot of individuals that are offering all those services that the state's supposed to offer. The upper end of these services that they are offering is the things that have been stolen from the government, and privatized. So they will steal government resources for school. They will go and build private school. You understand? They will go and build top private school that only a few people can pay. And then the public school will just continue to be decaying. They don't care. The same thing we have seen it now in the universities. Back in the day, they were only federal university and state universities, but now they now have private universities and they have stolen all the money and invested it in private universities again. So if you come like the former governors, former politicians, they are now having private universities. So they have even stolen even the education that they are supposed to give to everybody, to the masses. They have stolen the education only for themselves. They have stolen the health only for themselves. So before, like I used to have very serious challenges with my eyesight, and I went to only government hospitals back then. I went to Lagos State. I went to what they call it, LASU, and Lagos State. What they call it now. Medical center, I've forgotten the name now, General Hospital Lagos, because they had all the equipment and they had consultants who can actually treat you very well. You will have to wait longer because there are so many people, but at the end of the day, they'll give you good quality treatment, and then you will go home. It's no more available now. Now everything in the general hospital, in the teaching hospitals from the government, they have taken everything, they are putting it in their private hospital. That even to buy card consultancy fee, poor person cannot afford it. So everybody have now gone to church to look for healing. Nobody goes to the hospital again. This is the tragedy of what is happening in Nigeria. And so when all these people are angry and thinking that it's because of this person, is because they are overlooking the real burden of what is happening, what is going on, what is looking at them in the face. And this is why I really say, before we can be fighting to get the all the things we believe are the solutions from the center, what can we do on ground? What can we do at the regions? What can we do in the states? It is not acceptable that there is no road in the local government, that everywhere is flooded. It is not acceptable that people will sit inside markets that is flooded and be selling goods inside a flooded market and sitting in it. Think about the health implications. It is not acceptable. There are no waste disposal. All these things are there because the people are not doing anything. The governments are not doing anything. So you don't see anything being done. So they are just there siphoning the money, and at the end of the day they don't know what to do with the money. That is the case of this money, because the governor of Abia State, he was afraid that they were coming for him, but of course they didn't go for him, but he was afraid that they were coming for him, so he sent his boys to go and evacuate this money. That's what the guy is saying here.
otu m si aga ịchụ oteji vega n'abalị danụkọta nnọọ ha na-atọ mmadụ ibe ha ahụ.
So he's saying, where am I? Wait, let me play it again.
na mamụ nnọọ nke tie ọjị na ikpeazụ vuru ego fụsịrị onwe ha were ego ndị mmadụ were gbaka ya ihe.
So he's saying that he doesn't understand why TAOG and Ipazo will carry all this money and keep for themselves. And keep for themselves.
were ego ndị mmadụ were gbaka ya ihe.
This is euro.
ụfọdụ agbachala ụtụ ọsịla n'ugwu aka bịa fụfute ya ole otu m si aga
Some of them are already damaged.
n'abalị danụkọta nnọọ ha na-atọ mmadụ ibe ha ahụ.
So they asked him to go and evacuate the money that night. But they don't want to put it in the bank because it will be traced back to them. So they want to have it where they will be able to be, taking it unaccounted for. Yeah, you can't compare Japan. Japan, they are really, really evolved. I used to think that it's poverty mentality that is making our people to still like in this inexplicable way, because like maybe you come from nothing, you always wish that you get your hand on something or the other, and then you finally get your hand, you can't get enough of it, you just want it because somehow in your mind you are really scared of falling back into that poverty, into that place that you are coming from, because you know that it's brutal, you have no friends, and it's cold there, like it's the worst place to be. So that fear of not falling back into the poverty is what is making them to be this inordinate in how they are accumulating, and they are no longer thinking. And I like to think that maybe if somebody was coming from opulence or some kind of balanced background, that you didn't really lack, you didn't really need so much that it will remove that neediness from you. But in the case of Nigerians and their politicians, I mean, you can't just put it in place. I'm trying to find the logic to it. I'm not being able to do that. I'm not been successful to find any logic to this madness. I mean, these people, most of them, they've been senators, and then they go back and become governors, and then when they are finished with being governors, they go back and become senators, and they have all these laggies, they ascribe so much salaries, bogus salaries, allowance, house, everything is free. They have cars every year, they deliver new cars and cars, like they have it, like I don't know if they will be talking about heaven. Even if they have a scratch, they are jetting out on private jet, they are going for treatment. You would assume that like they are already living in their own heaven, like in the imagination of a very poor person about what heaven is. And these people are already there, but yet you still see this inexplicable accumulation of everything, even at the detriment and disadvantage of every other person and every other thing around them. Like they become, I don't know, maybe out of their mind or something. I don't know. Please, my people, if you can explain it to me. I mean, and during this time there was so much starving, and even here, like even me myself, I did palliative, like for my family people, every village, especially most Igbo people, they were, donating money, every community, every group, and they were giving people. However, there was nothing you gave people that was too small. I know somebody on Facebook that she was giving 1,000 naira for Gary, and people were lining up and say, please, auntie, choose me. Like, and I showed you guys a video where somebody was sharing fufu, no soup. Somewhere in Anambra State, and he used megaphone, stand on top of bus and say, we are sharing fufu, and people were massive, and he was throwing the fufu like this, like to tell you the extent of the hunger. And meanwhile, the food is there in their warehouse. And because of all this, like somebody already pointed out, Tudara has already pointed it out, that the prices of food are very high. I would assume because the demand, the supply is very low, because the supply that is supposed to be flooded in the market is hoarded. So because of it, there is little available in the market, and of course, it's supply and demand, the law of supply and demand. When the supply is low, the demand goes high. So obviously, if all this thing is flooded in the market now, so we are going to be expecting that the prices of foodstuff will fall in the coming days, because it's supply and demand. So across the south, all this food is available in different homes now, and you trust Nigerians, a lot of people already have their own private store as a result of this, relooting of the looted and the, looted food. So a lot of people had. I saw a man. They put everything like in the bus. That even he himself, he didn't have a place to sit inside the bus, and he was at the back of the bus hanging on to it. That I mean, you came across the food and you have taken enough. At least reserve one seat where you can sit and be alive to eat the food. Mba. He put everything, every space is needed. This thing must go in, and now he was hanging, clutching at the back of the bus, and the bus was like. I mean, I don't know. How do you even know that any other person who goes there is not going to do worse than that? But then I wish that there is a way that they can be held to account for what has happened. This is unacceptable. And unfortunately, the president is not very, very forthcoming. He's not reactive, for whatsoever reason, and yeah, I am of the opinion that there's nothing you can do. I know even as the time of that massacre happened, everybody was saying Buhari must go, but we know he's not going anywhere. So at the end of the day, we have to be patient. This regime too will pass, and we will see how it goes. But I'm still looking at the ongoing unrest. We'll have to finger crossed to see how it evolves, and if it turns out that it becomes something good, because obviously out of it we've seen all this revelation of all this COVID-19. And yeah, in my next video I want to talk about what actually happened at that toll gate, Lekki toll gate, because the lady that was there at the time, they call her DJ Swift. She has come out and made an audio about what happened at that place, and she gave her own account of events. And yeah, I wanted to share the video with you guys, and also talk about what other people are saying about the events. And also Tunubu, he has also, and he actually said he never left Nigeria. So obviously the videos of people saying it was him that was escorted is not true. And me too, I was looking at that video at some point. I was wondering if it was him or not, but I don't know at this point, because there's a lot of manipulation also, because a lot of people are trying to sell one point of view or the other. So yeah, Tinubu is there, and I personally, I don't understand the craze over Tinubu. Tinubu is not in charge, is in charge of any state in the southeast. I don't know what the heck it is. Okay, if Tinubu collaborated with APC and emerged at the center, and I mean his party emerged at the center, and I don't know, it's politics. I don't know what it has to do with Igbo people. I don't know why everybody is after Tinubu. Is his politics. It may not, work for you. You may not be happy for with it, but it is his politics, and he's not in charge in the southeast, and he didn't meddle in in the affairs of the southeast. I don't know why I'm the one reasoning like this. I would think this is common sense. I don't know why anybody will be saying to Nobu, yeah, for whatever his people can hold him accountable, the people who elected him, or the people in charge of the people where his politics has influence. I would think so. But I don't know why somebody who lives in the southeast, who has a governor in the southeast, who have senators in the southeast, you know, is bothered about what Tinubu is doing in the southwest. I don't understand that. I think it's crossing over. He said, "Oh, look, it's just a projection. I'm beginning to believe the real Buhari is buried in Saudi Arabia." Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of people came up with that, news again, and I really don't know. I don't know what is going on. I'm thinking that maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what to say, because on a normal note, you're supposed to have him, come out and give a conference or something like that. Yeah, he said Tinubu has no influence beyond the mercenaries he has brought in the Lagos State House of Assembly. Like me personally, because I'm not from Lagos State, even though I've lived in Lagos State, but I'm not so inclined to be, to know everything that is going on in Lagos. Actually, I was in Lagos when Tinubu was president of Lagos. So I don't know anything about Lagos politics, and I'm just thinking that it's just in connection to the emergence of Buhari, because Tinubu worked with Buhari and he emerged. I think that's where the grievance is coming from, because obviously the way Buhari is. But like you said, Jerome, you said Tinubu, Buhari is a hologram and all that. He has always been like that. I don't even know why people are expecting too much from him. He has always been like that. Do you know? When there was going to be a presidential debate, he didn't partake even before he won the election. But everybody was supporting him, even Showore. Everybody was like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter." They also gave excuses for him why he didn't have to partake in that debate. I remember this very well, because at that point I was saying, no, 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 please. But everybody was kind of not seeing through. I was like, no, no, no. I was actually saying there was a woman that time, her name was Kowa woman. I don't know, the party was Kowa. I was saying, that would have been like, if we were really looking for a change, an alternative, that would have been something to go for, as at that time when everybody was like against Jonathan for whatsoever reason and all those kind of a thing. But I didn't see anything coming out of Buhari, and even when he would give press statements, even at that time, it was also like always doctored. Like, I don't know. I don't see too much difference, because he has always been shielded. And during Jonathan's time, you will see journalists running around him like Adiola, Fayehu, them, asking him questions. But with Tinubu, you couldn't come close to him. Even as a candidate, he always had all these people wearing this big, big babariga around him. He was always protected. Like, he already had this high personality even before that time or something. I don't know, because I remember there was even an attempted, like something that looked like an attack on him around that northern part, Meduguri part, and people were like, say, if anything happened to him, if anything happened to him. Like, I don't know, at this point, I just don't want to, like, of course, I've done a video that say, where is Buhari and all that. Um, but I don't know that it can be said that he's no more, But I actually tend to think about a double, like a double doing things that may be too strenuous for him, standing and all those kind of a thing because he's frail. And and I would think that because he's so frail, that's why they are shielding him. And we continue to hear presidency, but I'm thinking that it's not a new thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a woman, and I like that woman. I was thinking, oh boy, I don't know, but it's the popular opinion, and most times when you are just so everybody went for him. If you remember very well, um, there was no, I mean, the way Buhari has conducted himself at that time, there is no much different, except that he was more visible, flying around and drinking gari, drinking sachet milk and all those things, all those show. And then, crying, how passionate he was about Nigeria. But other than that, I've not really seen a strong presence of him even before now. And then there was also the issue of his certificate, that he didn't have certificate, that he didn't have a WAEC, and they were able to manipulate that at that time and bring out something that eventually was accepted. Everybody said, yeah, it's accepted. Like people wanted him so much at that time. But if I look at it, even though I may say, where is Buhari? He should come out and all those kind of things. I think they shielded him also during that election. I may be wrong, but this is my own evaluation of everything that has gone down and everything that is happening right now. So I think that for Buhari, what is more important is being that president, and having that power and all the benefits that come with it. That is for him the most important. That is my own thinking. And I think that as long as he remains president, he's doing everything to shield himself from any eventualities of, maybe a military intervention or something like that. So those are the things that will be more important for him, according to my own thinking. So I'm thinking that he will just do everything to protect that place and sit tight on it, no shaking, no going. That's just what I'm saying. Like, I just see him as somebody that wants this power so much because he did the coup and then they overthrew him, and then military, and then normally people who did coup, when they overthrew them, they normally used to finish them off. But maybe because he's ethnic Fulani, that they spared him. I don't know what reason. And then they were still according him presidential benefits even after that. So he was still collecting all the benefits of an ex-president, even though he became president by coup. But then Babangida and the Abacha died eventually. Now he became also, ex-president also by coup. So at the end of the day, once civilian rule came back, 1999, Buhari came back again to contest. He contested with Obasanjo. I remember this very well because I was in the university at that time. He contested with Obasanjo and lost. And he went to court with it, and because Obasanjo said he should go to the court, he went to the court, and it didn't please him, and still, the next time when Obasanjo was re-electing, um, he also re-elected with Obasanjo. I remember this very well because at that time I voted also in the first election. I think it was Obasanjo and Olufalaye, and I was in Akura at that time, and I voted for Olufalaye. But Olufalaye eventually lost, and it became, I don't know. I think, was it in the second one that I don't remember when that one was again, when Olufalaye and Obasanjo was campaigning. But yeah, he has been trying to come into power, and he has tried already 3 times. So I feel that he just wants that power, and then because the power, and he likes being presidential, he likes traveling as a president, he likes, I just feel that that is what is the need for him. That's just how I think about it. 1999 election, yeah. So I remember that I voted for Olufalaye in Akure at that time because I was there. And then, yeah, after that time, I think it was in the next election that he participated. Yeah, I think I don't know. He formed his own party, ANPP, ACCPP, something. He was always forming his own party and heading it and being the presidential candidate. So he has always wanted to be a president, and now he's a president. Like, what can you do? So even when everybody was saying that they want to remove him from power, I was just like, I don't think that this man can. I don't even know that he's ready to give it over at the end of this 10 years. That is something that we'll really have to wait and see. You know. Yeah, that he is. He has always been, and the tendencies were there, all the signs were there. There was nothing that he did that made him, qualify to become a president. He didn't have any antecedent that made him qualify. I mean, even the time that they praised him, it was something that was criminal that he did. Coup is something criminal, and they were using that as something to attribute as a good thing for him. So from the go, I mean, I've never been his supporter, but once he has been elected and he has been ascribed the president of Nigeria, I respect that authority as it is, and I say, okay, he's the president of Nigeria, and I address him as the president of Nigeria, and I believe it's just to wait it out, because it's politics. Otherwise, it will just be, being acrimonious and for nothing. And the governors have failed us, if we have to be sincere. The governors, especially of the southeast, maybe southwest, I don't know, but yeah, the governors have not done well at all. So irrespective of how ineptitude of Buhari and the whatever, I feel that the governors have also not done well. The governors and the senators, and they collect all these constituency allowances that they never give back to their constituencies. So all the levels of government they are supposed to give back to the local government, to the local representations that they have not done anything. They just take all this allocation as their private money. So as inefficient and as incompetent as Buhari is, you still have to come from from the one that it is closer to you to start with. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't. I used to think that it's maybe a lot of this intertribal disaffection also played a part with Jonathan, and there was a lot of complaint that he excluded the Southwest from number 1 to 11, that he excluded the Southwest, and I think the Southwest wanted to get back at him at all costs. And one thing that I also hold against the Southeasterners is that at that time, Jonathan kind of gave them room into the federal government, and even at that, they didn't, give any dividends of that, positions that they held during Jonathan time. We didn't see any effects of it on ground, and so when Buhari came on board and didn't put them at the center and they cried wolf, I always use that opportunity to kind of remind them that you had this opportunity, you were there, and we don't see the difference, or we don't see the impact of what you use that opportunity to do. You see, so at the end of the day, I think that uh, um, most of the politics that is going on is politics that is not for the benefit of the people, just for the kleptocracy, just for the benefit of the few elites. So they just kind of hustle and tussle among themselves to place themselves in places that they will have access to the resources of the country for their own personal benefits, and they are not having any interest in improving the lives of their people, because they believe they could always jet out to get the best education, to get the best food, and all those kind of things. So they are not thinking in terms of national interest or ethnic interest. they just use the ethnicity as a ladder to climb onto where they are going. So they play that ethnic card, and unfortunately, a lot of people are not seeing this. So for example, Buhari is riding on that ethnic card, right now, and his people are not seeing his incompetence. The people are not seeing that, he's of no benefit to them. He's of no benefit to their well-being or to anything, that relates to them. But he's taking care of himself and his family, and they are living the best life that they can ever live. But the people are not seeing that because he's riding on that ethnic platform, and taking advantage of everything that comes from the center for himself, because you don't see it in the people. Human development index of the north is the poorest. So at the end of the day, it's a tough call. It's a tough call. I feel that at the end of the day, we have to get it right from the locality first. We have to start putting things in place, and concentrating the efforts to improve livelihoods, to improve environment, to improve health, to improve everything, agriculture. And if we cannot do that at the local level, we cannot use the resources that are available to do anything significant that is visible. I don't see that changing regardless of who goes to the center, because it's the same politics that they'll continue to be playing. And something just have to give. This is just how I think about it. Something have to give. So maybe there will have to be some kind of, these strong people have to intervene again, maybe to kind of do a reset. But the jury is out on that. Everybody have different ideas of how it's going to play out. But as it is right now, Buhari is not going anywhere, because his life depends on that power. Do you know if he falls sick now, without that presidential care, how is he going to do it? Uh-uh. He's not going anywhere, and he's not changing the military chiefs because they are loyal to him. And Bonatai said it, that his loyalty is to the president. So regardless of how he performs, or regardless of if he's not doing well in the fight against insurgency in the northeast and all those kind of things, the president doesn't care, because he feels safe with him. He feels that his presidency is secured. Buratai does not have any interest in, doing what he did. So he's not changing them because he has their loyalty. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like these are just my own way of thinking around it. But at the end of the day, nobody knows for sure. It's only those people inside there that knows. And we see that Osizonjo is not very vocal, even though he's a professor. He used to be very, very vocal and talk and give press conference, but he's doing very little of that also. So I don't know, I think something is going on. Okay, they had their meeting. They had a meeting today. Yeah. Okay. They had a meeting. So somebody, Tundara, wrote that they have had their meetings, and all the past presidents have had a meeting today. So let's see what will come out of it. But yeah, these palliatives that these people have stolen is the least, and none of them deserve any respect. None of them. I just say that at this point, I'll just say they will get what is coming to them, basically. So yeah, my people have actually expended so much time. Thank you so much for joining me for another live stream again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, because I'm trying to do this live streams to manage childcare and work and all that things that is going on, so that I don't spend too much time doing videos and editing the videos. So yeah, so far so good. I want to thank you for being here and staying with me up until now. Like I always say, you are free to make your contributions, although I'm still learning how to bring in people and all that, so that they can feature on the program. But yeah, I will continue to evolve in that regard technically. So I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much to Dara. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate yeah, you're staying with me. And yeah, I'll also appreciate if you support my channel, if you subscribe to my channel if you have not yet done that. And yeah, I'd like to leave you here. Oh, Ijele is now in Nigeria. They actually succeeded in taking him home. Yeah, he's in Nigeria. So I'll give him the space to talk about what happened to him because I don't want to do that on his behalf. Yeah, but he has yeah, he wrote me that he's in Lagos, yeah. In Abuja, yeah, yeah. So he's now he I think he wrote me that as he touched down. So I don't know where exactly he is right now in Nigeria, but he's in Nigeria. Yeah, and he said it was better for him because they laid allegations on him, and they wanted to commit him to more serious jail conditions, and he opted out to go back home. So yeah, he's now back in Nigeria. So that's how vicious they are. And yeah, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, Ijele is back, but Biafra is still not there, and they are trying to take credit for the NSAS protests, and trying to hijack it even, and incite more violence. But Ijele is at home now. Yeah. Yeah, of course he's going to speak. I'm thinking that he will have the time to collect himself. He will have to tell the story of what happened and how it happened. But he just wrote me an SMS that he's at home. Yeah, yeah. So Jerome, you were saying that if the leader is taking you to your grave, that you are bound to impeach the president, not to lead it to your death. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who is going to lead the impeachment? Normally, the system we are running is actually very close, or maybe the same with the American system. And the Senate and the legislation is actually so, and the House of Assembly was supposed to be some kind of checks and balances, to check the extremes of the judiciary and the executives, but they have failed. The legislative have failed. The House of Assembly and the Senate, they failed. They don't do any of this, and even the lopsided appointments that Buhari did, they could have changed, stopped it, but they didn't. And the non-performance of Buhari, they could have initiated, you know, they could have initiated some kind of procedure, but they didn't. And another factor is because of the number of senators from the north and from the south are not equal. So you have a kind of minority of the senators or the lawmakers or the legislative representatives from the south are lower in number when you add it up. So at the end of the day, the northern legislation always had their way. I think somebody explained it like that to me. So it's kind of a futile procedure actually, because you already have the end. If the northerners, except if the northerners are willing to impeach him because they are in the majority, but if they are not willing to impeach him, which is the case in the case of Buhari now, because they are standing solidly behind him, it's not going to be possible for the southern legislative to initiate an impeachment that is going to be successful. And they are not going to do it also because, of course, we have said that their hands are not clean. So if you would come out after Buhari, it would be very, very easy for Buhari also and his people to come after you and, go after the things you are doing, the impunity, and they will actually be able to successfully impeach you and return you back. So that's why, their hands are not clean, so they are not doing what they are supposed to do. Yeah, yeah, it's a reality that it cannot be one as things stand now, but the split is not happening because, again, the military and the capacity to engage in hostilities and emerge is and this lopsidedness of the legislature is all favoring the north, and the north doesn't favor the split at this point. So it will be just escalating tension and devastation for nothing. That's why going that route is not a very sensible thing to do, except if the northerners are sensitized enough to actually see it as a way out. But it's not going to be easy because they are nobody gives over our power from what they are benefiting. Yeah, that is another thing, so sometimes you can look at it both ways. You can look at it that when we split, everything's going to be great, but then you look at how great are we, even like you said, in just a minimal disaster, and you have the resources. It's not like you are asking for it. It's not like you can't get hold of it. You got it. You are supposed to organize it and disburse it and manage that situation, and you failed in doing so. So there is, in as things stand now, we don't even know how efficient. There are a lot of people think that we can create the laws, we can hold them, we can put in place better modalities to hold them accountable. But all these things are in the theory. We don't know how it's going to play out, in reality, you see. And right now, this undue majority that the north has in the constitution is a major problem, because of that you can't really seek constitutional or legislative control of how things are running. So that's why a lot of people are proposing for this um, constitutional reform, or some kind of constitutional change, or maybe outrightly throwing it out and writing a new one. And there are people that are also proposing that even to write a new one, even the member of the House of Assembly are not the ones that are going to write it. There are going to be a new convening of the people. So this is the position of the LNC. There are going to be a new convening of the people, and they are going to have to select representatives from all the ethnic nationalities and not the House of Assembly. But I mean, on the theory, it sounds very good, but in action, in effect, I'm thinking that if you say the House of Rep members are not the representatives of the people, and that they are not the ones that are supposed to convene for the new constitution or something like that. I mean, where are you going to bring these people? It's not like you're going to talk to all the masses of millions of people. And in the end, you are going to choose people to be the spokespeople, to be the representatives. So, wouldn't it also make sense to start with the representatives? But again, the representatives are also as bad as the system is. So, we are really in a hard place right now. Really? Oh, I didn't. Oh. So, Samuel Oluwafemi said, "Do you watch videos of Northerners telling us to leave Abuja to our mother's land for protest that they gave us 48 hours? Truly, after 48 hours, they started attacking peaceful protesters." Okay, we need to be prudent, efficient, accountable, and capable within this crisis. Shows that the educated sat and not. Yeah, it's true. I mean, there is those elements, because we have to take into consideration that the northerners have been robbed. Like in the south, we can still boast of some level of education and some level of exposure. That education gives you some kind of exposure, and we have to consider that most of the people in the north, they are not exposed, and they've been robbed of that education, and in place of that education they have been used they have used religion to kind of wrap around their head. They are like radicalized in that regard, and they are very poor, so it's very easy to um how will I put it, manipulate them with some change, and they will carry out agenda. So, we have to just see them as tools in the hands of the elected people or people in power in the north. So how do you call them out? Those people who are in power in the north is supposed to be through the legislation. But unfortunately, the legislation is inefficient, you see. So I don't know. I really, like, when I'm looking at it, I'm just confused because when I'm thinking about the local government chairman that gets the money for the local government that is not able to do anything with it that you can see, and then we're not able to organize our regions properly and effectively, so the same decay you see in the north, that even that they have power, and this power at the center, the people themselves have not benefited from that power at the center that the elite of the north has. Like, then you begin to wonder, you understand, that what is the guarantee now that if that power shifts to the regions, that the regions will manage it better? I don't know. And is that the reason you want to go to war now with this crop of leaders? I think that when we have the right leaders, we'll be able to find amicable solutions. But right now, the ethnic divisions are very strong. And if we fight for it again, it may lead to another war. And we know that, like I showed you guys in the last video, that West Africa and Nigeria, for example, is not a priority to the West. So I believe in utilizing the resources that we have right now, right now, you know, and putting the master plan, making it visible, making the people feel the impact of whatever you are doing at the region for now, and especially for people in the southeast. And I tend to think that the southwest is doing better than the southeast, to some extent, but I don't know, because I can't really say. But what I see in the southeast is a complete devastation of failure on all fronts. In spite of all our education, we have not been able to deliver. There is a failure in governance, there is a failure in leadership, there is a failure, and there is a vacuum. So I don't know. First of all, when you go to the region, are you sure you're not going to be fighting for leadership positions again and pitting each small minority group against each other? What is the guarantee? Like, if we don't heal all these things within Nigeria, what is the guarantee that we're not creating new Nigerias in different forms? I don't know. I mean, these are things that you can just think around it. And what is for certain is that going to war now is not the best decision. Of course, some people may want to do that, but things can escalate and a lot of people will perish. But if the world powers, the people who put Nigeria together and who stand to gain, and people who want Nigeria to remain one in effect, are not on your side, are not supporting it, I don't see that it's something that you want to do at this point. I think it's something that you can walk around at this time. Yeah, yeah. So I think that the federal government has failed. It's not enough to just give people money. And actually, one thing that Buhari was able to do was, before, the local government um, had to collect their money from the federal government. But Buhari has been able to sign an autonomy of the federal government. So, to the original idea that three tiers of government, that means the local government having its own autonomy to do what it can do for the local government, and the state government doing what it can do for the whole state, and then for the federal government to do what it want to do, what is delegated to do at the federal level. So I've learned that it's been signed into a bill, and so the local government received their money direct from the federal government, not from the state government, because the state government was controlling the money when it gets to the federal government, state government first, and then they give according to how they feel, like emotion, how good you are with them, and all those kind of personal factors plays in how they dispose the money to the local government. But now I've heard that Buhari have signed it into bill. I don't know if it is now effectively carried out like that, that the local government is getting their money directly from the state. So if the local government is getting their money directly from the state, that from the federal government, I mean, the local government is getting the allocation, federal allocation, monthly basis from the federal government, just like the state government is getting. So you would expect more active implementation of whatever the local government wants to do, especially schools, markets, roads, and minor things there at the local level. But we've also not seen any difference. So I think that yeah, the best thing to do will be to have, like what you say, some ways, or that the public can actually be involved in how the projects are being done. For example, if there's a project that is estimated to cost so amount, it will be shown on a billboard. Actually, they do that here. You see the project management, you see the billboard talking about the plan, how long it's supposed to take, what times, and the amount that is budgeted for it and stuff like that, and they give updates. So this is not possible because the corruption is endemic. Because who wants to correct, and who wants to do that is also corrupt. Like there's corruption on all levels. So it's a hard call, my people. It's a hard call, but for me personally, I feel that whatever we do, we should just avoid a complete breakdown of law and order and outright war. That's just my own. You know, yeah, yeah. And because of what this greed to take it all, take it all, I think there may be a psychological problem, or a psychological disease that is yet to be diagnosed from Nigerians, because this must be a peculiar situation, that somebody that has everything still wants to steal things that he doesn't need. So yeah. Yeah, my people, it's almost going to 2 hours, so I'm going to leave you here. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate your patience with me and my talking. It's getting too long. Yeah, so I will just leave you guys here. And yeah, I appreciate you, like I said, and I wish that you will subscribe to my channel if you have not yet done so. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow by God's grace. I hope it's going to be possible for me to manage that if I put my kids to bed. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And you too, have a nice day ahead. Bye for now. Thank you so much.